much that I love you. Let me tell you, me once it. Let me tell you how much that I love you. You found me no search. It's like you knew that inside I was hurting. I was so young, stood no chance. But you gave me a shot at a romance. I feel like you were like an angel sent to bring me life. Now that I'm with you, me one say that me love it, that me love it, that me love. Hey, me no go one day wonder. What up, my baby, that me love, that me love. And I dance and sing and I sing because you make my life complete. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. Shut up, 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 shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. I've never felt this way. So when they ask us, say, oh yeah, we're going all the way. Tell me we happy, love you all the time and things. Sometimes I wonder if the thing could cut us under, to get under. I know, with your love in my life control that I laid out my life this way. Do anything to make you stay. All of the blessings they come my way, and all the bad things they turn away. Sometimes life is such a scare. Your love gives me the strength to bear. Oh, shut up, shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. Shut up, 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 shut up.
Greetings. We are back with another one. I have with me the lady that we talked about last week. Her name is Miracle Cowser. This is the young lady that was on another platform named Kendra. She was initially looking for love, and it came about. Oh, I got chills. It came about that one of her twins was abducted, and we heard her story, and now she's here to tell us firsthand. So please help me welcome Miss Miracle Cowser.
Hello.
Greetings. How are you?
Hanging in there. Tough, but I'm hanging in there.
Absolutely. I was so intrigued by your story when I saw it, that I brought it to my platform and I spoke to people about it. And I said to them, I said, she's not lying. I believe what she's saying. So you started from the very beginning. So let's start from the very beginning. You said that you were called in to cook dinner for the Pope.
Yes, Pope Benedict at my job at the Ballpark Stadium, Southwest DC. Got called in on my day off.
How old were you at that point?
I was like maybe 27, I believe.
27. And you already had children at that time?
Yeah, my oldest daughter is 30, so she was in her teens back then.
Okay, understood. So you cooked dinner for the Pope. So let's go into it. Were you already pregnant at that point?
Yes, at the stadium. Yes, I was pregnant, but I didn't know. Me and my ex-fiance, she was taking me to the doctors, going with me because I kept collapsing, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. So we kept going to my primary care doctor. He kept telling us that I can't have kids. I was, in my chart, they were saying I was damaged from an incident that happened to me in foster care. So they told me I couldn't have no more kids after my first child. So I found out I was pregnant by collapsing after meeting the Pope on the news. I was fired. Then I went home. My neighbor found me in the hallway, left for dead. She called 911. I was rushed to a hospital called MedStar Washington Hospital Center in Northwest Washington, D.C. And when I arrived there, they put me on the ground floor. It was a dark room. I woke up to seeing an ultrasound picture and the video thing over top of me. So when I look, I'm like, and I start crying tears of joy because I'm like, what the hell? I thought y'all told me we can't have kids. So I was kind of crying and stuff. I was happy. I was real happy. I was proud of myself. Then She was like, she ain't say nothing. She moved the monitor away from me, like with an attitude, very nasty. Then next thing you know, the nurse, the tech, she went over there to the phone and she started dialing buttons and whispering. We didn't understand what she was saying. But it's no longer she hung the phone up. We got several doctors busting in the room and they say, we have to rush you to labor and delivery stat. You and your babies aren't going to make it. So I'm like, huh? And I'm scared. I'm paranoid. Like, I don't know what the hell to do. So my first thing was to call my cousin, Bronya Hughes. So when I pulled my phone out to call my cousin, the doctor snatched it from me. And I'm like, why would you snatch my phone? I need to call my family. You tell me I'm about to die. And then they just kept telling the nurse, the other doctor, she was an African woman. She was injecting something inside my IV. It kept making me woozy. It kept making me go in and out, in and out. So as they rolling me down the hallway, we kept seeing flickering lights. So as me began to get closer to the operating room, Missy Sandra Bullock standing there with photographers and they were snapping pictures. She looked directly in my eyes and I looked directly in hers. I was happy at that moment because that was my favorite celebrity back then. And I had a huge crush on her. I'm not gonna lie. I said, damn, that's my type of woman. I want to fuck her, I'm being honest. Yeah. So we get in the operating room. They transferred me to the little table, and then I was still up.
I want to stop you for a moment because you passed out with the Pope, and you said at one point you woke up and the Pope was still standing there, and you said something like, "I think I'm dying."
Yes, the Pope said when the Pope came to meet me, my supervisor brought him over. He wanted to be introduced to whoever prepared the food for him and his colleagues, which was me, all by myself in labor the whole damn time. So he was saying my food was
though, correct?
It should be documented because all the news stations was there, ma'am. All the news stations, all the news trucks were outside, so I know it's documented. And the camera, the spotlight was on me at my job. So I know they have video footages of this, and I know they better stop playing with me because I want my son. Like, seriously. And my Pope was like, my food was a squibbit, and I had collapsed. And he was like, I was going to own a restaurant. I'll be rich one day. And I was like, well, I'm poor. And then he was like, are you feeling okay? And I kept saying, no. I said, I was pressured into come to work just to cook for you. I said, I don't feel good, Mr. Pope. I said, I didn't want to come in. I don't feel good. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sick. And I was pressured. And he said, don't worry, you'll be blessed. Then I was fired later on for kept going to the bathroom. They accused me of stealing because I kept going to the restroom. Whole time I'm in labor, hands soaking wet. Made like 2-3 trips to the bathroom. Anybody know that they go to Ballpark Stadium? The bathrooms are so far away. You have a long walk to get to the bathroom. Yeah. So yes, that's what happened there.
A lot of people didn't believe you because they wanted to know if you were pregnant with twins, how didn't you know that you were pregnant? It's been the consensus of a lot of people. But
they say, how did I know? I did not know until I was rushed by ambulance and I was given that ultrasound. That was my first time knowing that I was pregnant. And then they rushed me straight to labor and delivery. So all the time they're feeling pain for the 10 months, 3 weeks, 2 days being pregnant, I was pushed away. We had DC Medicaid, we had Medicare. We got both medical insurance. We're not supposed to be pushed away. And Miss Amy sick, y'all supposed to see me. They refused to see me. They kicked me out like I was nobody. My primary care doctor as well. And yeah, when Kendra asked me, did I sue? I tried to sue. But how can I sue if I'm being denied a lawyer? All my life, me been denied a lawyer.
Yeah, right. Okay. So a lot of people had an issue with that statement. Oh, if she was pregnant 10 months with twins, how didn't she know? I'm going to say, I used to watch a show. That was my favorite show. It was called I Didn't Know That I Was Pregnant. And it was one of my
heard about that
shows. Yes. And there were lots of women that were on there that did not know that they were pregnant. And then I even had seen on Oprah Winfrey show at one point, a lady was pregnant outside of her uterus. Baby survived. Yes. So there are a lot of things that can happen to women during pregnancies that they do not know. My daughter's almost 8 months and her stomach is barely showing. You know what I mean?
Wow. See, everybody bodies are different. And I can say this because I'm just now noticing that a thyroid problem can also not make you have movement. And me have hyperthyroid. So me
Yeah.
had that problem ever since I was a little girl. So maybe that's why, or maybe the doctors did something to me because me still trying to figure out why my daughter, that's 30 years old, she popped up in my urine and blood when I was only 10 years old, pregnant with my first child. So my youngest daughter is 3 years old. She popped up in my blood and urine. You know what I'm saying? So why the boys never showed up in my urine? Now I have a set of twin boys and I have a 10-year-old boy, and they're by the same father. But
Okay.
my daughters have Jamaican dads. So me not understanding that.
Okay. Because you said you were one of the dance hall queens before the young woman that was named the dance hall queen was named dance hall queen.
Yes, actually, I was named the original dance hall queen of Jamaica when I was 10 years old. I traveled there with my daughter's father, and he introduced me to his family. Yes, I was a minor. So what? He was older than me. No, he didn't rape me. I was on somebody else's platform and she tried to dog my baby father out. And if you know about Dons, you don't talk shit about Dons, man. No,
Just
no, no,
watching
no, no,
Yardy
no.
last night. I just watched
Yeah,
Yardy last
man, you don't play games. So me cussed her out on live on Facebook because her name was Rhonda or something. Me didn't like that because she don't understand my background. If you're taken away from your parents and you're put in foster care and you're being abused and raped and you don't have nobody in your corner to help you, to save you or protect you, you have to protect yourself. We didn't have my brothers and sisters around me. We were all separated. So me having to run from the group home because I was the youngest girl there and all the other girls were older. So if they bringing boys up the fire escape and they raping and partying, I jumped out the window and I've been living on the streets ever since then.
and so you
And
got
that's how I
pregnant with
met
your
my baby.
oldest
That's
daughter
how I
at
met my
what
daughter's
age?
father. Huh?
How old were you when you got pregnant with your first daughter?
10.
You were 10 years
10.
old.
Yes, ma'am. And I traveled to Jamaica to meet his family. We danced at downtown Kingston, all the clubs on both sides of the street, everybody outside, the music thumping, they party all night, they have fun. All I know is I was dancing, minding my own business, and the whole world was shouting at me, dance hall queen, dance hall queen. So I was labeled the original dance hall queen before Carlene was even labeled. I was the
Right,
first to be labeled. So once you
right.
have that name, you stick with that name all your life.
So also I remember part of your story that you said you actually there was some sort of murder that took place in your younger years around the
Yeah.
10 and
Yes, that actually happened. I'm gonna say when I was 11, after I had my daughter, I wasn't basically healed all the way. When we came back from Jamaica, I had went in labor, and I was awarded the states. So my cousin got in contact with me actually from dropping something off, dealing with my baby father. He was in the area that I knew a family member lived in. So when I went to her house, she wound up calling the police on me because I was on the run for several years and they were looking for me. So I wound up having my baby living with my cousin. I still took care of her, still went to elementary school, did everything as a young mother. Um, when my daughter was a couple of months, yes, I left her at my cousin's house because me got tired of my cousin's mouth, chit, 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 and talking shit. Because every time we come back from school, Cooper Lane Academy, elementary school, with my cousins, which were my cousin's daughters, we would walk and my baby father would meet me and I would bring the baby out so you could see the baby. And one time she caught me and was asking who was he. And he told her agent, she was like, get the fuck away from my house. You too old for her and
how
all
old
this
was
and that.
he?
Let me see. If I was 10, he had to be in his mid 20s, I want to say. Mid
Wow.
mid 20s, yeah.
Wow. Wow, understood. Okay. So now you have the baby, you've done all of these different things. You're now up to speed of having the pregnancy with the twins. And
hmm
now you're going into the delivery room. Sandra Bullock is outside of the door. And what's happening?
The photographer snapping pictures, and she looked dead in my eyes. I looked dead in her eyes, and then they wheeled me into the operating room. They laid me on a little table. Then the other African doctor was putting something in my IV again. Now it did make me go out for a little bit again. I'm not gonna lie, I went out again. But see, God woke me up in the nick of time, and He woke me up just in time to see what I needed to see for the second time, not the first, the second. So when I woke up this time, they were pulling the first baby out, which was a boy, fat, chunky, nice hair, just handsome as I. Oh my God, he was just so handsome. I was just so proud of myself. And the doctor walked over to the table. Him was crying, so no, he was not stillborn. He was alive. He was crying, and I'm thinking she gonna suction him and wipe him and wrap him up and bring him back to me because that's what I remember when I was 10 years old. So I'm thinking that's what they supposed to do. Instead, she runs out the room, my baby crying. So I sat up on the operating table. Yes, my stomach was wide open. It was. And I sat right up on the operating table and I said, where y'all going at with my child? And they was like, what? Miss Kaiser, we're not finished with you yet. Then they slammed me back down on the table. And then that's when the lady, the doctor kept saying, inject her again. Why is she still up? Inject her again. So the African doctor said she's not going to do it. She didn't want to go through with the procedure. I guess it's supposed to kill me, but God wasn't ready for me to go yet. They just didn't know how high my tolerance level is for drugs. So they didn't know that. So I surprised them. So when I woke up, I seen them pulling out my other child. So the first one that came out was actually Lewis. Then the second baby that came out is my son Malik that lives with me now. Now it's funny that they're identical, and I like the way Sandra Bullock tried to hold off for several months before, I want to say a year before she came out saying she adopted a baby, but in reality, she stole my baby that same day, April the 17th, 2008. She stole my baby. My baby left with her that same day, or if not that same day, the next day, because they were both circumcised. It says both kids were circumcised, meaning infants' circumcision went well, meaning 2 was done, more than 1. So Why did I leave the hospital with 1 child? I called 911. I kept calling 911 when they put me in my room. I kept telling the police that they stole my baby. I seen the police come up there to the hospital. The doctors refused to let me talk to the police. The doctors told the police that I had PCP in my system. It was the anesthesia making me see double, and and they put on my medical records. This is funny because this is why I posted it on my page, since people want to call me crazy. You can't call nobody crazy. If I was crazy, I would be on medication and I would be seeking psychiatry, seek therapy for the trauma that happened to me. And I've been in therapy all my life since I was a little girl.
You would not have your other children, which you do. You have all of your children.
Exactly. And let me have all of my kids. I have all of my kids. And on the paperwork, and I showed it to people, they said, that's crazy because the doctor, she's an OBGYN doctor. So how can she put on my son's medical documents that I'm a murderer, I'm schizophrenic, I'm bipolar, I had PTSD, and I had a lot of murders. Like, how can you say all of this? She don't have the right or the what I want to say. She's not a psychiatrist. She can't label me that. That has to be from a psychiatrist. And at the top of that paper on my page, you will see that it says OBGYN check marks. It don't say psychiatrist. The box is empty for psychiatry.
So, okay. I have a couple questions though. So you were engaged to a female at this time. So y'all chose to get pregnant?
Yes, I was with my ex-fiance for 6.5 years. She was a nurse. She did not work at a hospital, so no, she didn't have nothing to do with it. She's like a nurse, but she go to people's homes. She draw blood. She give them medication, stuff like that. We talked about it. We wanted a baby. She already knew I couldn't have kids, and I could have sworn I couldn't have kids. So she wanted a threesome, and the only male we knew, as far as my oldest daughter's father, which he vanished, I knew another man, which is my boy's father, all 3 of their fathers. So I've been knowing him since I was a little girl also. So I've been knowing him since I was 10 years old too. Okay. And so I went to him, and I told him about, what my girlfriend wanted, and he agreed to it.
Okay. So did she think she was going to get pregnant?
He agreed to it, and we won. Yeah, Actually, she was the one that supposed to got pregnant, and she wanted me to join in. So the whole time we doing these threesomes, I'm guessing I was already damn pregnant. Like I was the one that got pregnant basically, and then it went south because the agreement was don't sex behind my back. You know, like we do it together, nothing behind each other back, and they gonna fuck on my daughter's birthday. I mean, on my birthday. Sorry about that. On my birthday in my daughter's room in her bed. Yeah.
Wow.
So I was real heated about that. So we got in a big ass fight, a big brawl, and the whole time I'm fighting her, I'm pregnant with twins.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So she's no longer in the picture at the point of you giving birth.
She was around, but no longer in the picture. She was not living with me. I actually put her ass out, and she was in a shelter in Virginia. Then she got in a real big bad accident. A Peter Pan bus smacked the mess out of her, so she was like damaged completely. So they had to ship her all the way out New Jersey, and that's where she still resides at to this day.
But you're in DC.
Yes.
Okay. So going forward now, like how does the doctor know your history about the murders and like the PCP and whatever else? How does the doctor know your history on that?
That's kind of funny because I really want to know about the murders. I'm thinking I'm well looked at from the DC area because I was the youngest girl to ever have a baby. So many doctors ran in my room to see my delivery. I don't know if it's something special about me. I believe it is. That's why my name is Miracle. And I just think they had my eyes on me because, you know, when you're dealing with the foster care system and you're dealing with the government and being put away against your will in certain places, behind those closed doors, stuff happens and we have no control over it.
Yeah.
So they have been doing experimental drugs on me. They have been injecting me with stuff. I don't feel human. I feel like I'm half human and half lion, you know, and I got put away, me woke up with an accent, me growl like a lion, me act like a lion, I'm very aggressive, me have to tame that beast that's inside of me. And it's so funny that both of my younger kids have the same thing inside of them ever since this happened to me, that the government did to me.
Because you said that you have been drugged and sexually assaulted as well.
Inside of psych wards, put there against my will because I said that Sandra Bullock stole my baby. I've been saying this from 2008. They have been actually beating me, raping me, black vans that you see like on the movies, like Men in Black and shit. Like a pull up and just snatch me off the street and put me in this room and ask me all these damn questions and stuff. And Miss say, what's wrong? And they say, you know, Miss Calza, we watch you because, like I said, they never gave me no medical treatment, right? So being as though I was in so much pain, me did stop and I bought a dipper. I don't know if you understand what that is. It's actually a cigarette. You dip it in embalming fluid, boat water, and then you light it and you smoke it. It does not have the effect on me that it has on everybody else because we see a lot of people that do that and they can't control the drug. They kill their kids, they jump off of balconies, they jump off of rooftops, they run down the street butt ass naked. Like it don't do that to me. It numbed my body. Like it took the pain away. And I was not on it like that. I did it for the pain. The pain that I was experiencing, it was just too painful. So if I was high and delusional, everyone, just tell me, how can I cook for the Pope? How can I really deal with all that? And it wasn't just cooking for the Pope. I had to prepare all that food for the Pope and his colleagues all by myself. And I was a staff manager. I was a cook one. I was a cashier girl and a damn money girl. So me had to do all of this and own my own beer stand. So if I'm so a dipper here, how did me pass the class? I was the only black person that have a license to sell beer. I have my own stand. You have to pass a class in order to get to that level and me pass. And that's why I have my own beer stand as well.
Okay.
So that's why it was a little amount of PCP in my system. And it was only a small amount. And normally they snatch your kids when that's in your system, but it's funny that they gave me one and stole one.
So you're originally from Jamaica, right?
No, man, we're born here.
So,
We're
because they're
born
asking in
here.
the chat if this is the accent that you're saying that you gained.
Yeah, man. Me woke up like this with an accent, talking Jamaican, and me growl like a lion, and me so aggressive and very strong like lion. Me woke up just like that. And the
Okay.
funny thing about that was something happened in the hospital, and me seen all these passports in my room. Me wanted to know who raped me. Me wanted to know who did this to me while me was sleeping. So me wanted to find out who this person was. Me know a man was at my door, and they had a man sitting there instead of a woman. And me asked why no woman sat at the door. Why you sit a man at my door? It makes me feel very uncomfortable. And they were all Jamaicans. You understand? So me looking in the book bag, want to know what the hell was in the book bag at the foot of my bed, because whoever was in here made love to me in my sleep. This is probably their book bag. So me went in the book bag and boom, boy, me see over a couple of hundreds of passports, man. Me only got the swipe through like at least 6 of them. And I noticed my oldest daughter's father's last name on the passports.
Who is Jamaican?
Yeah, man. And when
Gotcha.
this happened to me in my sleep, it didn't feel like a rape. You understand? It felt like someone made love to me in my sleep. Like, yeah, me woke up and me growling and me, I don't know. They tried me because it was a dude. It was a mixed ward. And then when we're standing in the line, some young dude that was really crazy and psychotic now, the motherfucker had a pencil going to stab the nurse in the neck right beside me. And I don't know. My reaction was just grab him and me slam him against the wall very hard. And then me growled and then everybody backed the fuck up like I was crazy or something. But me growled very loud like a lion. Then the boy got very scared. And then the woman was bowing down to me like, thank you, queen. Thank you. Thank you. And then when they did the change of shift, they had to put eggs around my door. And that makes me work very weak for some reason. Like it's like a fairy tale, something to do with eggs, the smell and me being around it, it kills me.
It's a
So
ritual.
is that what it is, man?
It's a
Me can't be
ritual.
around no bumbleclaw eggs and me don't know what the hell, man. My kids don't like it either. They can take the smell, but me can't take the smell at all. When me get by it, me get very weak. If me in a dirty place, me get very weak, like I'm about to die. Like it just feels funny, like my body is under a spell or something. And that's what me kept saying, like somebody has me under a spell. Like somebody's taking my identity, taking my life. I've been fighting all my life. This is just one story. We've been fighting for my damn music. Like I'm just frustrated. Like why people want to keep fucking with me? Why they want to take from me?
Okay.
Me wrote
So,
over 39 to 40 songs when I was locked up. And that was
right.
taken out of my cell as well. And
Okay.
Patrick got rich off of my music.
Understood. Okay. So now, with all of that being said, and you've had the baby is gone. Sandra Bullock has your son, as you claim, and you've been fighting for this for 15 years. Your story has never changed from the point
No.
that I've seen it and spoke to you today, and now doing this again. Like it has not changed, not faltered in any
And
way.
they're identical twins though. They look just alike. They look just alike. And then, like Miss say, on one of the pictures that's very interesting to me is this was my son's school picture. I had paid for my both of my boys' school pictures at school a couple of years ago now. When we did that, we never received the pictures, right? So I got my youngest son picture, but then we kept going to the school saying, where's my oldest son picture at? Like I paid for it. They couldn't find it. They kept calling the photographer, asking them questions, and like kept running me around the different doors in the school. Like, yeah, we got to go to this room. Just like I start having flashback of them doing that to me at the hospital when we go for my records. Like I keep getting a runaround from everybody. So what happened was the picture. This I don't know if y'all can see it. This right here is my son that lives with me. Yeah, this one right here. And then this one is with Sandra Bullock. Now the pictures wind up at her mansion in California. She dressed him identical to the one right here in the same outfit and then mailed the pictures back to me. That's
Gotcha.
crazy, right? That
Yeah.
is crazy. The same haircut, the same glasses, they're identical. Like even from the baby pictures. Like, wait a minute, let me make this baby picture. The same face speaks. That's my ring light. It's too bright. I wish I could show y'all better.
Can you
But all the
zoom
pictures are on my
in?
page.
That's on your Instagram page.
All these pictures are on my page. The court documents, everything is on my page. Everything. And all different type of pictures, from baby pictures up until now, they're identical. Identical. It's the
Gotcha.
ring light that's really messing
Yeah,
up. It's the ring
and that's
light.
okay. So, when you saw, you didn't know where your baby was until you saw Sandra Bullock with your son.
Well, actually, it's no article. I kept on trying to do research, and so Miss seen Sandra Bullock there, but it's no article saying why she was there. Then she snatched everything down when they kept saying that she stole my baby. She took everything off the internet. First thing, it was a magazine that was given to me by the Jamaicans. They say, "Get your shit together." And they say, "I know you're stressed out, and I know you want to kill some shit, but don't do it. Just keep calm and you fight for what they stole from you." Then they gave me a magazine. On the front cover of that magazine was a People's magazine. It had Sandra Bullock on the front cover. And no, it's not the one that's posted on Instagram. It's not that one with my baby in the air. It's not that one. It was another People's magazine where she had my baby cuffed in her arm like this. And on the front cover of the magazine, it say Michelle Bombshell, the lesbian, gave her the baby inside the hospital worth $1.1 billion. I never gave her my baby. I didn't even know I was pregnant. And if I did, where the fuck my money at? Like, that don't make sense to me. Why would I want to separate my twins? I mean, never gave her my baby. She stole my baby. So that was the first story that she came up with, saying that I gave her the baby in the hospital. Then the second story was that she adopted that baby from Africa. And if you guys go do some digging and research, you will see that it should be a video if she didn't snatch it down, or her coming off a plane with a baby. That's publicity right there, publicity stunt. Because on another video me posted on my page, and I made a comment, it's a little boy. He has a hat on his head, and the hat is covering up his two ears like that. Now that little boy, if you look at him and you look at Lewis, you will see that that's two different boys. That's why Sandra Bullock got y'all thinking that Lewis is 13. In reality, Lewis is 15. That's called publicity stunts. That's what that is. And I'm pretty sure you good with like readings and stuff. So you should know that I had my kids April the 17th, right? The medical document says June 17th. That's a 2 months different. My son is 15 years old. Sandra Bullock is telling you guys that he's 13 years old. That's a 2 years different. When you Google Louis Berto Bullock, you will see a black man that's married with 3 kids from Washington, D.C. with a jersey 22 on. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I believe in numbers. That's confirmation right there that the bitch stole my baby. 22. That equals up to what she did to me. And however she steal my baby and then come out with Blindside and then play the same goddamn role inside the movie that she did to me in real life. Then she came out with Bird Box. Bird Box. You got my son, you making him the bird in the movie. You have him blindfolded. You have him in a box. Like, you can't see nothing. Like, you got to read between the lines. Like, every time I watch one of her movies, I just keep getting different stuff. Like, she's putting her, what is that word? Her guilt trip inside the movie. She have to get it out some type of way. You see what I'm saying? Because she's wicked. She's evil. And these celebrities are terrible. They get up there, they get money, then they make money, turn them over, then they sell their soul to the fucking devil, man. This shit is crazy, man. We know all about Hollywood and they never even been there. It's crazy.
You said, I get that part. Let me keep my train of thought, because it's a lot, and I wanna make sure that we get all of the details and get your story out correctly. So you said that she has never once tried to sue you, although you have actually like driven to her house in New Orleans. You have like tried to file court papers and documents, and you said she even went on a red table talk with Jada Pinkett Smith and admitted to some letter that she wrote to Louis.
Yeah, she said she know her time coming up. that she wrote Lewis a letter. Well, first of all, Jada kept asking her questions. She wasn't really trying to talk about Lewis. She kept turning it on to Layla. She really didn't want to answer the questions, and then they kept going back to Lewis, and then she just kept saying, well, she wrote Lewis a letter. Lewis' adoption was very secretive. She did not like the way it went down, but she still went along with it. That's the problem. You still went along with it. You didn't like the way it went down, you should have backed the fuck out. And you knew that was my baby, you should have did the right thing. If you're supposed to be a people's person, you just gonna steal my baby and then try to make the world think I'm crazy. Like, I'm not crazy. I know exactly what I know. I know exactly what I've seen, and I know exactly what I've been through.
Okay, let's get into the doctors that were murdered, or like you said, the African.
Well, the doctor that was injecting me, I cannot pronounce her name. She's from Africa. I have an African friend that looked over my documents and Googled that name. That lady died April the 17th, the same day, after she did not want to go through with the procedure and killing me off. They killed her that same day. Then the doctor who stole my baby and got paid by Sandra Bullock, her name is Dr. Lorraine Gillian. Now, when she did this in 2008, remind you that she kicked me out of the hospital the next day from calling the police, sent me home with a nurse. The nurse was poisoning me, trying to kill me off. She was poisoning me with crystal meth. I kept getting sicker by the day. I would never heal from my surgery. She got me raped, beaten, and crystal meth. Oh, how did I know that? It's because after, like I said, I wasn't even healed from I still had staples in my stomach. This nurse was, every time she fed me, I kept getting sick. Every time I drink something, I kept getting sick. I didn't know what the problem was, but then nobody would believe me. So my brothers came over and I gave them my food that she cooked. And when they gave them the food, they dropped, they collapsed like me. And so me laugh. Because you motherfuckers should have believed me when I said this bitch was poisoning me or doing something to me. They didn't want to believe me. They just kept saying how pretty she was. So me finding this out, and then when I was raped, robbed, and beaten in her apartment after going to court filing documents against Sandra Bullock, she stopped at her apartment on the way taking me home to say she was going to unlock the door for her son. And she had me out there for a long period of time. So this is how she got me in her house. I was outside in the hotness. I was hot. I was sweaty. I was thirsty. I called her phone. She told me to come up. I had to use the bathroom. She gave me some Kool-Aid. After 1 second, I say I collapsed. My body was paralyzed. I couldn't move. I could hear stuff, but I just couldn't move. I was paralyzed. And when I went to my doctor's appointment the next day, it was like I kept having visions of something happening to me. And I knew something was happening to me because I was raped, robbed, and beaten. And then I was put in my car. And when I woke up, my car was bloody and the vanity mirror was down and my head was gashed open like that. And so I made it to get my baby from my mother's house. After that, I went home to my building, and then housing police was there. So normally when you walking in the building, you have to sign in with an ID. So if you see somebody bloody carrying a newborn baby and trying to make it, trying to hold on to my dear life, and I'm leaking blood all over, why would you call CPS? You supposed to call the ambulance and the police, right? That's what I would believe somebody would have did, but they had CPS come to my house in the middle of the morning, like 1 a.m. So me open the door. I said, oh, I know what this about. And so I let her come. She was like, my God, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm not okay. I said, I was just beaten, raped, and robbed. And I just don't feel good. I said, when I drink something, it's like my body races, my heart races, and me don't know what's wrong with me. Me don't understand. And then she was like, well, in order to care for your baby, you have to care for yourself. So she was like, what I want you to do is I want you to wrap that handsome baby up. And she said, this got to be a false report because she see how laid out my house was. And she see that a crib was in the room. She see that there was a bassinet in my room, and there was a cradle rock in the living room, and it was stacked up with Pampers and clothes and everything. So she was like, this got to be a false report. So she was like, baby, just go to the hospital, carry your baby with you. And that's what I did. I went to get my rape kit and my AIDS test. And they I waited for the doctor. When the doctor came in, he was very rude and nasty, a white man. He said, what brings you here today? And I said, well, sir, I don't know what's wrong with me. All I know is I was raped and abused, raped, beaten, and robbed. And I say, every time I drink something, I don't feel like myself. I feel like my heart racing. And I told him, just like I told the social worker, him say, okay, well, hold on one moment. And he left out the door. And then all of a sudden, me dozed off just for a quick moment. And then me felt somebody. So me jumped up. And then there was an African man, funky ass underarm, snatched my baby and said CPS and ran out the door. Then they said that they wanted to hospitalize me, thinking, for tests or something. This bitch ass nigga put me on a psych ward against my will. Okay, so that's how I found out about the crystal meth. Because when I was in my room, they were violating my HIPAA rights, first of all. They had a camera placed inside the wall, inside of my bed, inside of my room. That wasn't supposed to be. Put that in the trash, mommy. So that wasn't supposed to be. So that's violating HIPAA rights. So when we woke up, me said something about the camera, and I said, y'all violated my HIPAA rights. Y'all going to get sued. And then we had a letter on my bed, and the letter states that have your lawyers, because you are having a lot of lawyers on their way here now, tell your lawyers to tell the detective to get a warrant for Nurse Rima home and check for crystal meth, because that's what you're poisoning you with. And they was like, no, you're not on any psych medicine. You don't belong here. You will be released soon. And the medicine that you're taking is for 2 STDs that you contracted, and we stapled your stomach back up.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you have actual.
So that's how I found out.
You have names. You're giving names to nurses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You said names?
You said, names. You said a name. You said Rima Horton?
Nurse Rima. We don't know her last name. She was an African woman, young, and she did this to a lot of her clients. So me heard, because when we were paralyzed and I couldn't feel, I just knew something was happening to me. I couldn't move. I couldn't protect myself. I was paralyzed. My whole body was paralyzed. And me heard a Jamaican woman say, damn, bitch, how you keep luring your clients to your home? Pretty soon your ass gonna get caught. And so we know the last person she murdered a client. She threw him off the balcony and said that he jumped. So I thank God I'm still here, because this bitch was crazy. So she did this to a lot of her clients. So I reported her to the agency, and she no longer can work in the United States of America.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so now, Miracle, Dr. Lorraine ends up there, but you had a conversation with her.
Yes, ma'am. So this is what happened. I got a phone call from my family saying that my auntie was in the hospital and my cousin Dolores was in the hospital. So they both was at Mid-Star Hospital, and I kept saying, fuck that hospital, I ain't going. And God was like, no, you're going to have to go. You need to go see your family right now. And so I was like, oh, man. So me got up, me got my car, me drove. I was getting by right there by the hospital as we were riding past trying to look for a parking space. Me just so happened to see this woman, and I was like, this bitch. And I jumped out the car. I actually forgot to put my car in park. My car still rolling down the goddamn hill, and me tried to dive back in there. So we had to dive in there with my arms and my feet hanging out. And I pressed the brake, and then me locked it and put it in park, and then me put my hazards on and ran back up there. And me say, hey, what's up? I said, you remember me?
Earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. And she kept saying, no, who is you? And I said, oh, I remember you, Dr. Lorraine Gillian. You the one that did my emergency C-section, right? And you the one that sent that nurse home to kill me, right? But you see, I'm still standing. I said, so I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I want to hear it from your mouth. I know what my child had already, but I want to hear it from you. What did you do to my son? And I said, I'm going to tell the media, I'm going to tell everybody about you until you get your license revoked. Then she started crying and telling me a sad ass story. She had financial problems, and that she didn't think that I would be missing a child because I had small amount of PCP in my system. I was a lesbian, and I didn't have nobody. I was just by myself. And I was the good candidate to steal from. And I said, oh, yeah. I said, so where is my baby? And she said, I got paid by Sandra Bullock. Then I said, okay, so I'm going to the media and I'm going to expose your ass. And then she immediately said to me, I want to help you get your baby back. I apologize for doing what I did to you. I want you to meet me the next day. I think that would have been July the 14th or the 15th. I'm not sure. I have an article. Let me try to pull it up. That would have been July the 10th. I'm sorry, July the 10th, 2015. On a Friday. I seen her Thursday. Then my aunt died that same night. And then I supposed to went back to the hospital that morning, and me and my kids got them dressed. And before I left out, they made a phone call to the hospital asking for her. They kept putting me on hold like 3 to 4 times. Then when the lady came back to the phone, asked me who I am, I said, a friend of the family. I'm on my way to have a meeting. And she said, well, you don't need to come out. If you're a friend of the family, you should know that Dr. Lorraine Gilliam was found dead in her house with no natural causes this morning. So when I pulled up the article, I'm reading the article, and the article is saying no natural causes. So that to me means that she was healthy and nothing was wrong with her. So that's telling me somebody had to kill her. So she would not give me what I need to get. And that was my ultrasound picture that she stole out of my medical records and my footprints that I was never given at all.
Did she tell you she had those items?
Yes, she did. That's why she wanted me to meet her the next day, but she wound up dead in her house. She wound up dead in her house. And then after she wound up dead, then Sandra Bullock came out. Soon as she died now, she came out and lied and changed the story again and say she adopted both kids from New Orleans. How can you adopt one little black boy 3 different places? It don't make sense to me. And then my therapist been investigating this for over 10 and a half years, and she wrote a letter and told me to guard it with my dear life because my house keep getting burglarized, but nobody's taking any electronics or fancy stuff in here. They just stealing my son with the missing twins information. And that's kind of skeptical to me too. And every low income property that me and my kids have lived in and moved in has been broken into, and we all been poisoned with crystal meth recent. So I'm not even safe in my own house. I don't know why they keep doing it. I don't know. I don't know how to make this shit. I don't know nothing about it. But this is what's keep popping up in my system, and it was in my kids' system as well. Like somebody's trying to kill me so I can't tell my story or get my child back. Right. But I'm not scared of Illuminati or the elites. I'm not scared of none of them pussy hoes because we're going to fight for my damn son. Right. We're going to fight for my son.
You said for the last 15 years. You are also an author. You've written a book.
Yes, ma'am. I've been an author for 10 years now. And everything we say to you and more is inside my book.
So you have just the one. Is this your story that you've written?
Yes, ma'am. My whole life story from a baby up to now, about the government, about what they do behind closed doors, about how they do experimental drugs, about how they rape and abuse you and just fuck with your head, and they take you from your family and treat you like you're nobody, when actually they say the system is to protect the kids. They don't protect, they traffic us.
So do you feel like, one, that they did this because you were a foster child, and 2, were you trafficked?
I wouldn't say trafficked. I would say they did this to me because I was a foster child. I didn't have any, I had family, but I was taken from my family. So I was used and abused in the foster homes. I was raped, beaten by the parents, by their family members, by foster brothers and sisters, and just a lot of stuff.
Did you have your daughter at the time with you?
Actually, when I was locked up for my murder, my daughter was with my cousin, and I was locked up for like 6.5 years. And my cousin would drive her to Virginia, Portsmouth and Norfolk, Virginia. I was at 2 different facilities, and so I would have to pay my cousin to actually drive her down there to see me.
So when did you get out? When you was like 16, 17 years old?
Yes, ma'am. And they would not allow me to come back to DC. They shipped me right to Baltimore, and I was in a place called NCIA. I don't know what it stands for, but me was the first female inside the program. It was for an all-male program. I was the only female that was placed in this program, the first female, and I was living in a hotel, a big fancy hotel on Righteoustown Road. And they had staff coming in around the clock, like from 3 to 7, from 7 to 11, around the clock to come and sit with me. And they would take me and get my hair done and on outings and stuff like that. Then they moved me into a house in the county of Baltimore. I was the only female there. Then they fucked up when they started putting other females along with me. So that took the icing off the cake right there.
So did you actually, listen, I'm nosy, did you actually commit the murder?
Yes, I did.
Was it in self-defense?
Yes, it was. Since Tasha K, little bald headed ass bitch, put my business out there. Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't healed from my oldest daughter, and when my daughter's father got a phone call saying that his father had died in Jamaica, he did not allow me to travel back with him because I just had a baby and he wanted me to heal. And I had the keys to all his facilities, all his places and stuff. And this happened up 14th and Gerard Street Northwest. Right there on the 14th and Fairmont at the corner store. My group home is in back of the store off 1117 Euclid Street as well. They snatched me back off and put me in that group home. I ran away again. On the way running away, I had just got allowance and I ran out the door. I was going to the store and I didn't. It's like I made it to the store, but I didn't make it to the store. It's like it's an alley right behind the store, and I'm thinking I'm happy like shit, thinking I'm about to go in the store. Instead, we got snatched in the alley, and my head was bust open right here with a gun. And I was held down from dusk to dawn, from daylight to break of dawn. 12 grown men just raped me repeatedly over and over again in an abandoned house in an alleyway, and with filthy like needles, rats, broken glass, bricks, all type of shit all over the place, man. And it was like the movie of Brewster Place. It felt like it was made off of me. Mysterious, because it happened to me, and then me start seeing this movie come out, and a woman in the alley doing the same thing me was doing. Like, me made it out of there with my dear life, and me had glass and stuff stuck in my hand, and I'm trying to climb up the stairs. I couldn't move. I'm just fucked up. I'm bloody. I can't see. You got blood in my eyes, and I'm just crying for God. I get out that house and I sit up against the wall in the alley, and I just grabbed the first thing by me was a 2x4, and it kept hearing voices and feeling people getting closer to me, and me start swinging up the thing like this. And I was like, just leave me alone, just leave me alone. And then the boys got closer. Then one of the boys was like, oh shit, y'all, that's Chicken Wing baby mother. So that's what my oldest daughter's father nickname was. And they was like, that's Chicken Wing baby mother. Oh my God, y'all, we can get paid. What the fuck? All the other two boys was like, no, we not touching her. Hell no, we don't want part of this. He was like, no, man, we got to help her out. Y'all don't help her out, y'all gonna be some dead motherfuckers. And I'm telling y'all now. So then they helped him pick me up, and they ran down the street with me to some apartments called Clifton Terrace, may want to say, some projects in Northwest off of 14th and Clifton Terrace Street. And you got to get buzzed in the gate. And they told the people to call the police and send them to the house. They tried to sit me in a tub of water, and I was I was screaming very badly. And then the police and the ambulance came, and they had to rush me to the hospital.
So who did you murder?
And I was hospitalized for 3 months. After I got out, I was still sick and sore, but me went right there where they raped me at, on the store. And all back then it was all a lot of boys hanging out there. So they had these fat pillow bags of weed that everybody used to always try to fight over the sales back then. So I made fake like I was a boy, me dressed in my baby father clothes, and it went up there and felt like me was buying some weed. And everybody started scattering on the ground to dig for their stash. And yeah, as soon as they start coming back, I turned around like, let me get my money. And I started busting off. And that's what I did. And it was like 12 of them, but I only got 6. And it was like a setup because the police was right there across the street coming out of the Gerard Street liquor store. So if you see me doing something like this, and me a little girl, but I knew what I was doing, and they deserved every fucking bit of what the fuck I did to their ass. And the police was right there. The police didn't chase me. They didn't even come for me. Me stood there in shock. Me couldn't move. And then we just stood there, just covered in blood. And then I see a group of men, boys, walking, like bit the corner and walking towards me. Me still was in shock. Me couldn't move. But then the grace of God, me see my brother, one of my brothers, my blood brother. And I'm like, oh my God. I was just shocked. And I haven't seen my brother since we've been separated and put in different foster homes. So him snatched it and they ran off. And we went back to my baby father's place, and we took a bath, and I just sat there and I was screaming, and I was screaming. I just didn't know what to do. And then I called my girlfriend. We had a girlfriend back then too. That's from. She wasn't from Jamaica. She was from. We want to say Haiti or something. She had a stronger accent. She was Haitian or something. We want to say girl was crazy as fuck. But we called her over there, and she came over and talked to me and held me, and she was upset that this happened. I was upset. Then Michael got a phone call and he flew back on the first plane smoking. He got here so fast. I didn't understand that. And then when he got him fast, it was like you can look it up too. This happened in 1992. You will see that the droughts had started in America. The droughts, meaning no drug traffic, meaning nobody could get shit. Nobody could buy anything to sell because he shut shit down. And then shit went haywire. And I would never heal and I kept losing blood. So he took, I want to say, I don't want to be like God, but like I said, he's 7 disciples, I want to say. He has 7 men. And they took me to the hospital. And like I told you, I was already on the run. So then when they took me to the bathroom, his mother made a gold vase, like pure gold vase, very beautiful, like just real gold. And it was made to pour on me. Like in the bathroom, they had to go in there with their guns and they kicked the woman out the bathroom. Then they make me go in. They carry me like a queen. You got 3 men on each side of me. His main man is in front of me. He's the one going to the sink, filling the vase up with the water, and then he got to come back and pour it on my pom pom just so I can use the bathroom because it burned like crazy and my insides were falling out. So I was like, Jesus Christ, I was in so much pain. So we was in the bathroom for a long period of time. Then when we came out the
Because
bathroom, I
you're
hear my
still
name
healing
being
from
called,
having the baby.
and the rape, and the gang rape.
Right.
Right. So all that's happening to me, and my insides falling out, and I'm bloody as shit. And then when I leave out the bathroom, you hear Miracle Kaiser report to the emergency room. So when we come out the bathroom, the whole motherfucking hospital surrounded. You got police coming from all angles of the hospital. Right then and there, me knew it was for me. Me knew it. And then they put me in a wheelchair and they start pulling guns out and start clocking them black. And I said, no man, no woman, no kids. I said, no. I said, no. They said, no, we're going to get killed. And I said, no, you're not. Tell Michael I'll soon come up with him. I'll soon meet up with him. And I told them to leave. They were ready to shoot the place up. And I said, no, because I'm sick. Just don't do it. Just leave me. Let me be. And I was locked to the bed in handcuffs. I was taken care of. Then I was sent to a place called Spruce Cottage, I want to say. And I was the youngest girl to be locked up in that facility with older women. And the security guards were very nasty and mean for some reason to me. I don't know why. But like I said, I was still fucked up from all this happening to me. And then this guard had put me in a fucking dungeon room and left the dungeon lock off the door. And then 3 women come in there and rape me with broomsticks. And then I was just thought I was lost it. I just lost it. I just laid there and just kill me already. I'm tired. Then I was rushed back to the hospital again. After that, I was sent to a place called Oak Hill Seton. Then that's when they threw a go-go. And both campuses came together. Seton and Oak Hill came together. And when we were in this auditorium thingy, oh my God, my heart dropped. My heart dropped. Missy, one of the men that me miss. Missy, one of the men that raped me, his name was Lucky. And me crooked out. And then I wasn't in no shape to do anything. So my next to the oldest brother was mailing me letters because he'd been locked up since he was a little kid too. And he was mailing me letters. We both was mailing each other letters, like pen pals and stuff. And I told him about the dude. Now all of a sudden he died the next day. I didn't do it, but he was died the next day. Then I was shipped out to Portsmouth and Norfolk, Virginia.
Wow. That's a lot to
So
go
yeah,
through at such a young age.
yes, ma'am.
So
I've been
when
through a
were you
lot.
reunited with your daughter?
Um, Actually, when we left the Pines Treatment Center, me was shipped to Baltimore. And after graduating from high school and taking up a lot of trade schools, me went for acting, singing, cooking, mechanic, horticulture, music. And when we graduated from high school in 1999, I had my daughter way before me graduated because I took my daughter from my cousin and never took her back because I was mad about my money being stolen. And the only one had access to my money was me and my cousin. And being as though me was a minor, me couldn't get into that money not unless she was there to sign. You understand?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So my money is gone and me mad. And it wasn't just my money, it was my daughter's money. And it was $75,000. And I'm paying for trips for her to bring my child to come see me, all that. And when we get out, me have no money. I'm asking her with my money, she blaming it on I'm gonna say my boy's father's mother, and I said that's a lie. I right there I knew that was a lie because she didn't have access to the money, my cousin did.
Oh, because like you said, you knew him since you were young as well. So you've known
Exactly.
all of them. You've known all of them.
Mm-hmm.
This is so
Mm-hmm.
much to hear and to digest. So I can only imagine what it's like to live through it. So now you're
Mm-hmm.
fighting for your son, and it feels like it's just one thing after another. So what do you want to say? Because you've put these pictures on Instagram, like you're saying that your story is validatable. You can verify certain things that you're saying here. So what do you say to like Sandra Bullock?
I want to say to Sandra Bullock, she come across this, she already know who I am. She know I done came to her mansion. Okay, she had been practicing spells on me for 15 years and is still standing, Sandra. You're not powerful than God, sweetheart. Just give up my baby already. You know they're identical. Why is it that you still putting pictures up, but you got his face blurred out? Now you got him wearing a mask that me talking every day and posting pictures every day. Now you got him wearing a mask. Why Layla don't got a mask on? Why you don't got a mask on? I want you to give me my child back before you try to sacrifice him because the last picture that you put on the internet, bitch, I could read between lines. I see those teddy bears, the white teddy bear in the background on the left-hand side of the picture means pedophilia. And then you got the Mickey Mouse to the right, right? Then that means child sacrifice. I mean, I don't know if people do their homework, but I do my homework. And I look at the background and the picture is on my page as well. And then she popped up with another article saying she almost just lost her son. What do you mean by you just almost lost your son? You see what I'm saying? That was a recent article after she put that picture up. I want my son before she tries to sacrifice him.
So now, wait, what happened when you went to New Orleans to her house?
Well, the first time me drove by myself. Now it was nice, hot, feeling good. Now I'm driving 17 hours by myself now. Me get a couple of hours away, right? Me driving, me not sleepy because me don't sleep. So all of a sudden, me driving, everything okay. Now I'm in a brand new truck. Nothing wrong with this truck, right? So how is it? I know when you go from state to state, the weather changes. I understand that. But me just not understanding how the fuck the fog just come out of nowhere and the black ice come out of nowhere and you can't see black ice. You understand that? So it was a curse because my heart started hurting like it was something grabbing my heart and I'm holding my heart like this. Then me see two cars swerving up in front of me. So me say, fuck this shit. Let me get over so I won't hit them or they won't crash me. So me put my blinker on and got in the right lane. As me did that, bumper club man. Me say my truck did 6 to 7 donuts in the middle of the Bumper Club highway and me couldn't stop. It's like the traffic going full speed to me, like directly full speed. And God said, it ain't over, so I say it's over. Girl, pull the brake. We say, pull the brake. We're not supposed to do that. He said, pull the brake, Miracle. So we pulled the emergency brake, and the motherfucker spit my ass and slammed right into the wall. I said, okay, I'd rather slide into this wall than all these cars hit my black ass. So I was damaged. I'm already fucked up because they've been trying to kill me off for the longest time. I have so many medical injuries now to my body from putting me in the wrong machine, snatching the metal out of my body out of place, and my body goes in and out now completely. So they've been damaging me all these years. Stopped me from writing my book and my music. Like I'm just screwed, basically. So that's what happened when I went there. I got out the truck, and walked around just to see how damaged the truck was, and the shit was fucked up. But God said, you can still make it. And I got right in that car, I said a prayer, and I murked that bitch right to New Orleans. I got there, went to the hotel. They took my money, but they don't got no hotel room for me. So that shit was not even funny. So I was heated. I was mad. So I came out. I lit me a J. I said, fuck this shit. Let me go find something to eat. They say New Orleans got the best chicken. Well, let me be the thing of that. So we found the Popeyes. We went to the Popeyes. Me taste their food was dry, nasty as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Me put Sandra Bullock address in, and me drove to a mansion. How did I get the address? Motherfuckers, y'all, this shit is crazy. It's like a movie because me got an unknown anonymous email with all her listing addresses, and me told my therapist, and my therapist said, you're crazy, you're lying. You can't have this girl address. Miss Shoulder, she said, what the fuck? Where you get this from? I said, I don't know, man. It was sent to my email. And so me went to the first house that Mika drive to, and that's the one that she's supposed to reside at, right? And she was just on Red Table Talk talking shit, and she said she take her kids on a walk like 5, 6 in the morning. I wanted to see this shit. I said, I'm gonna see it. Let me see her walk out of this house with my son. I'm gonna snatch his ass. Point like that. So me went to her house and me parked right there and slept right there. All night, all morning. Me was right there, just smoking and watching. And I kept seeing the light come on. But it was like a ghost, like a devil. Like I kept getting vibes from the house, it just made me weird. I took a video in front of the house and posted it. Cause yeah, bitch, you talking shit? Okay, I'm here. I'm here. What you gonna do? She wasn't there. Then the second time it went back with all my kids. And when we say it was hot again, Jesus Christ, that we got there with no problem. We got a nice little hotel. Changed the baby, got her all did up. We went out, took the kids to dinner, came back. Everybody looking at me like me a celebrity or something. And they kept whispering and it kept feeling real weird and stuff. Like I was being talked about for some reason. And then I went for lawyer hunting and we went to the courthouse. They tried to charge me $1,500 for court documents, to file court documents. Me say me disabled. I said,
oh no. Oh.
You go to the free room.
Okay,
you go to the free room. Oh, you go to the free room. A legal aid supposed to help you fill out your documents. They wouldn't even help me do that. So I said they full of it. So then I start calling the I went to the courthouse, they called the police. Then I was like, what the fuck the police gonna do? Like, I'm not about to get locked up out here. And then I explained to the police what I was there for. And I said they treat me fucked up because I was told by the District of Columbia that I can't file papers in the District of Columbia. I have to go where she reside at. So that's what made me go out to New Orleans. And I told the police that. And I was like, why? Then they was like, well, do us a favor, leave the courthouse and meet us at her house. And we'll meet you there. I felt as though it was a setup. And I said, I'm gonna park a block away, so you bitches won't get me for trying to trespass. So me park a block away, and then the police came, and he was nice. Now he was nice. He was respectable, black gentleman. He was like, ma'am. He was like, well, I don't know what else to do. You're gonna need a lawyer. And you know, you drove, look at your truck. Jesus Christ, and you still stand? I said, yes, sir, I am. And he was like, just don't stress yourself out. If you want to be reunited with your son, don't stress yourself out. Don't travel like this. Just call a lawyer on the phone. And I said, sir, I've been doing that for 15 years. I'm tired. I said, nobody's trying to be my lawyer. I'm tired. I said, I came up here because they said I couldn't file where I'm at. So he was like, find a lawyer, let them deal with it. Only time you have to come here is when you have to come to court. It's like, don't stress yourself out to your grave. It's like, things going to work out.
So now you're just trying everything, but nobody is helping you. So I just was putting it out here. So if anybody can help Miss Miracle, of any way to help her, please reach out to her. How can someone reach out to you, Miracle?
My Instagram, Dancehall Queen 41. My Author Miracle Causa page on Facebook. My Miracle Causa page on Facebook. Email causamiracle@yahoo.com. Different things, and I just don't understand why no lawyer was. I mean, I understand a little bit, but why be so scared? I know it has to be some type of God-loving lawyers out here that's not afraid of Illuminati and stuff. Like, come on now, if you do a good deed, a deed to get done to you. Just think about it. What if it was one of your kids? Like, what would y'all do? Like, I have did everything in my power to do it the right way. And I will not let this white woman get away with stealing my child and tormenting my life. She actually tormented me. I'm going through the motions. I can't sleep. I just can't do nothing. I'm frustrated. She working spells on me. It hurts like crazy. I'm tired.
I understand. I really am so appreciative of you coming on and speaking with me. I just wanted as many people can hear your story and get it out there as possible. Because I do believe you. I do believe she has your son, and so yeah, and I know that like you've put things up on your platforms to prove what you have said. And so whether people believe you or not, Miracle, I want you to keep fighting to get your son back, because they do this a lot. They do take people's children. And like I
Yeah.
said, I believe you because I know, and I'm going to say allegedly, Selena Gomez was in Chicago for those kidneys from Kanika Jenkins. So,
And I want to say, not allegedly, but that bitch Sandra Bullock was there too. And she
you
played a
did say
role
that to
in
me.
Kanika Jenkins. That little dirty
You did
white
say
bitch.
that to
You
me.
need to go under the jail cell when I finish with your ass, bitch. You owe me everything. I want everything from your sorry ass, except your bra underwears. That's it, and that's all. I want your whole fucking estate, bitch. When I finish with you, I'm gonna eat your ass alive. I'm not playing. You tormented me to the, oh my God. And then you got money, power, and respect, but you not stronger than God. God got me. Trust me. I know he got me. It's just when he feels as though it's my time and when he think I'm ready. But I've been ready. But it's stressful because they don't know what I have to go through with my other son. Being separated from twins is it's crazy. And I also posted on my page a video of my family, all identical twins. They running our family like clockwork, man.
Mm.
And my youngest daughter was a twin also, and she was not identical because it was two sacks. So that's how I'm learning. I'm learning, but slowly, because now when I was pregnant with my daughter, it was twins. And then a girl smacked me from the back at 4 months, and then I lost the baby. And my other daughter, she was dying inside me, but she was born at just one little tiny pound.
Oh,
So
wow.
twins running my family, and I just want my child back so my family could be complete.
Absolutely. And I send so much love and energy out to you, Miracle, that something will move in your favor. You know what I mean? Like bring
I'm
down the
praying and I'm
system.
hoping so.
Absolutely. So if y'all know anybody that can help, just get the word out for Miracle, please. So let's shed some light on her story to get her story out about her son. Fuck everything else. Like let's look at her son, because they keep saying your son look just like you.
He
I've
does. He looks more like Lewis looks more like me than my son that lives with me. And that's the crazy part.
I'm gonna go look because I've never seen him. I never even, except for the one picture of her holding him when he was a baby. So anyway, I show so much gratitude and love, and hopefully something happens. So y'all reach out to Miracle if you can help her in any way. I show gratitude, Miracle. Thank you for coming on and telling your
Thank
story.
you.
Gratitude.
I appreciate it. Have a blessed night.
Absolutely. You too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
If y'all can help Miracle, let's do that. This was an amazing story to hear of her triumph. Like, most people wouldn't have survived this, you know what I'm saying? Like, so many people, would have, and I saw the comments, I watched the chat, I saw the comments and whatever. But I show gratitude for her just coming on, just being brave enough to tell her story. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody can help her, like she said, Dance Hall Queen on Instagram. I think she also said Miracle Cowser on Facebook. So I would say, whatever you can do, get the word out. Sandra, give her son back. Let's look at it. I show gratitude. I love you all to life, peace, and gratitudes. Salute de wa.